You are listening to the decision reel.
Welcome to the decision reel, or as we're going to say on this episode, the extra reel. The extra reel. We're doing a special, I guess, episode with Sean. If you want to, go ahead and tell us about your podcast real quick.
Yeah.
Putting you on the spot right away. Boom.
Yeah, so I'm Sean. I'm from the Review It Yourself podcast from the beautifully sunny north of England. I review anything and everything, films, documentaries. I opened a podcast clinic for people with podcasty problems.
Ooh.
We've all got those. So
like
you can check that debut episode out. And also you can come on my podcast and defend your favourite bad film. Is it Batman and Robin? Is it Waterworld? Come on and defend it yourself. So yeah, you can find us where you want.
I like that because...
Yeah, I can't wait for that.
Yeah, we're definitely going on yours, and I got some movies that I love that are shit. I think Randy knows. Everybody who's ever listened to our podcast knows I love me some shit movies. Especially...
Yeah, most of them.
Most of them, no. I love Waterworld, too, and he said it.
You're like, what?
Waterworld?
Fuck is that?
Exactly. Kevin Costner?
No.
Well, okay, so we need to let people know again. Randy, you're only 21 years old.
Yes.
No, you're 24.
27.
27.
We'll be next month. Oh my God, it's my birthday next month.
Oh, it is. Good for you. So Randy will be 27 next month. He's the youngin' here, so he hasn't seen anything.
Nope.
No.
I was a sheltered child.
A sheltered child. Doesn't
Thanks,
watch
Mom.
anything. But I digress. Anyways, we're here today to review a movie as picked by Sean. The movie is called Super 8. This is a movie that I watched one time when it came out, and I was like, wow, what a good movie, and then completely forgot about it.
It was a great movie. I liked it.
I liked it too. I gotta say, when you said it, I was like, oh man, shit, I completely forgot about this movie, and I was really excited to watch it again. We actually watched it last night, me and Randy together on the couch, snuggled up and watched it. It was good, yeah.
We had some salad.
Oh, we did. We had
a
some
couple
salad,
drinks.
some Twisted Teas.
Started the fire.
It was good.
It was nice.
What's a twisted tea?
Oh, so a Twisted Tea. So over there, you guys have iced tea, right? So it's not like sweet tea, but it's actual like sweet
Yeah.
iced tea. So think of that, but with like alcohol in it.
So kind of like a Long Island, kind of?
Kind of, but more of a carbonated version of it, even though it's not carbonated, but it's still... Because the Long Island iced tea is like a
mixture of
mixed
everything.
drink, kind of whatever, but this is like, comes in a can and whatnot. Yeah.
All right, nice.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's a big deal here apparently, because that's all we do is we drink them on this podcast. It is delicious. It's very good. Anyway, so Super 8 is about during the summer of 1979, a group of friends witness a train crash and investigate the subsequent unexplained events in their small town. I think it's pretty good.
I don't think that was a good enough synopsis.
No?
No.
Why not?
There was a lot more that happened than that.
Well, yeah, but this is...
boring.
It's just, this is what you want to know about enough to watch it. Not, hey, there's a giant fucking alien that's ripping people apart.
Spoilers.
Oh, yeah. Shit. Spoilers.
You should have one of those buttons.
I probably should. Instead of the bleep button,
Yeah,
it's the
spoiler
spoiler button, because that's all we talk about here right out the gate all the time. So, Oops.
Sorry.
Whatever. Where to watch this guy currently, if you have a subscription in the United States, I think I need to say that now, you can watch it on HBO Max. To rent, you can look at YouTube, Vudu, Google Play, Apple TV, and Amazon. Over there, do you guys have, probably not HBO Max, right? It's just HBO Now or something?
I'm not a big HBO person, but we probably do have it, yeah. I think it comes as part of some package or another.
Right.
Isn't that what ours is too? Part of a package?
Well, so you can get it with TV, right?
Yeah.
So if you have DirecTV or whatever you're looking at, you can get it with that. but that's only as a channel. HBO Max, you have to pay like Netflix or whatever monthly to have, which I guess you do.
I think I saw on Amazon Prime you can get Max through there. Like you start like a trial on there.
Okay, that makes sense.
I think that was like
and also I think if you have Hulu, you can get it on there too, like as an add-on. So, right. So what? I guess what don't you have over there? You have Hulu, you have Amazon, you have Netflix. There's got to be something.
I think, I mean, it is England. It's not the third world. I mean, I think we do have generally everything. I think we've got, generally everything. Although I know, talking with Americans before, you've got some streaming services that I've never heard of.
Well, yeah, that was the question. Not that you guys were. Well, I guess with the way that
I was only kidding.
I don't know. It's okay. It's one of those things where like it's such a small world, but at the same time, it's a large world because you do start talking about something that you think somebody just knows about. Like, yeah, on HBO Max, I was watching this, and then they go, "Wait, what's HBO Max?" Or what's Vudu? Or what's Pluto TV? Or what's the
I think you can get HBO through Sky TV. I think.
There you go. So he's shaking his head. So Randy doesn't know what Sky TV is.
Do you?
Yes, I do, because they have it in Canada too. So yeah, it's just like, I mean, Sky has their own. They have their own sports channels and stuff like that. I don't even know. It would kind of be like Fox here.
It's kind of like a bigger ESPN. Kind of.
Lots
of different channels, maybe.
There's soccer on all day, every day, probably. I'm assuming.
Football.
I mean, you're right, shit. You're right. Football.
Sorry, I just coughed. No, sorry, it's a nasty cough I've got.
I've been Americanized too much down here. I used to say football too back home. So American football is. Do you guys even watch that over there? Probably not, right?
No, I'm not even gonna lie.
No, never seen it.
No, we get it. We don't know. We don't watch it. No, although I think younger people are kind of watching clips on YouTube and stuff.
That makes sense.
Outside of it, no, we've got. I'm not going to say better things, but we've got things. We've got rugby, which fulfills most of them, and they're not all padded up.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, because rugby.
You're like a gum shield. Right. Yeah. You've got rugby, so
rugby's dope.
Rugby.
Yeah, rugby's cool.
Yeah, rugby. You got rugby league and rugby union, so you got different types of rugby as well.
What I kind of want to get into watching is cricket, and I don't know why, but it just looks so intriguing.
I feel like
my dad loves it, but I find it kind of boring to watch.
Is it an old man's thing?
No. Well, no, I wouldn't say so. I think it's more of an upper class thing. Maybe. I mean, everybody watches it. Like it's a big draw. People go. You go to the cricket, but it's just like it's just a big piss up day. It's like when you go to watch the darts, which I did recently. It's just you just go. Well, I don't really drink much, but you go watch the darts, and that's good fun.
Man, I've never.
So it's like a golf.
It's like golf, I guess. Yeah, but he just alluded to something I've never really thought about. But like going to watch people play darts is not a big thing in America. But I kind of want it to be. Yeah, because I've watched where so ESPN will have like whatever the tournaments are where they're having like the huge thing, and it's fucking intense, bro. Like,
yeah, I was there. They did Darts World Cup,
World Tour, World Cup, something. Yeah,
Darts Championship. And I was there. I think was it the semi-final or the quarter-final? I think with the City. I watched it. And it was great because you're watching it live. And it's live on Sky Sports. You got the screens there. You got a big crowd, so it's like a football game.
And people are into it.
There's a big crowd around you. Yeah. And then you're enjoying yourself. And then there's they come out and they have like walk-on tunes, like boxing.
Oh, that's awesome. So they come out like a wrestler.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they've got the women with the boards and cheerleaders and stuff, and then they'll come out. And that's then awesome. They'll start playing, and everyone's waiting for the 180, the 3-darter.
Yep.
And it gets to the second one, and everyone's like, oh, and if they miss it, it's like the whole crowd's like, ah. And then when they get it, it's like 180, and everyone, you can get these paddles to lift to like high. Everyone cheers. It's such. I'll see if I can shoot you guys over a video actually.
Sure, yeah, I'm all about it, man, dude. Darts.
It's so much fun.
I enjoy playing darts. I'm not super good at it, but I'm decent enough. I can throw a fiver if I want to, I guess.
Quick fun fact.
Yeah.
Apparently my mom is very good at darts. She used to be in like a league
like a dart
when
league?
she was a kid.
That's tight.
And I played against her at my grandmother's house like 2 years ago. No, I beat her. I'm better than her, but she was still really good.
No, your mom let you win.
I'm amazing at darts.
Your mother let you win. Let's play darts. Next time we go, I guess, to
ABC
or fucking tavern.
I'm great at darts.
I bet you are.
But I'm always one of those people who are like, oh, I haven't played in so long.
I got you. You're right. Bullseye, whoops. Yeah, no. Anyways, moving on. So Super 8 was written and directed. I thought it was only directed. I did not know that J J Abrams wrote and directed this movie. If you don't know who J J Abrams is, he's also co-wrote Armageddon, which I didn't know about. I fucking love Armageddon. He went on to also direct Mission Impossible 3, the 2 newer Star Trek movies, Star Wars The Force Awakens, and The Rise of Skywalker.
Oh, God.
Do you like Star Wars?
I'm not a Star Wars person. I've literally only just seen the first 2 they made. Like episode, what is it, 4 and 5?
So New
I've got
Hope
6 to
and
watch. New Hope and Empire Strikes Back.
Yep.
I've literally in the last 6 months seen those.
And
I was brought up on Star Trek, so the original series and Next Generation and not Enterprise, Jesus, not that one.
I got you.
The other 2, Deep Space Nine and Voyager. I brought up on those, and I was never a big Star Wars. No, never. Not my thing, but I know enough.
You know enough in pop culture. I mean, it's one of those things, right? Like, it's hard to not know anything about Star Wars just because it's so everywhere, and it's definitely worldwide and everything, you know what I mean? Like, how can you not run into somebody who's not going to know Star Wars? You know what I mean? Obviously, there are now 2 people currently on this podcast who aren't big Star Wars guys.
Thanks, Sean.
Randy,
I appreciate it, actually.
Yeah, Randy has not seen a single Star Wars anything.
Nope.
A show, a movie.
Nope.
A TV special.
The closest I've gotten, I think, is like probably Family Guy.
Okay.
Or
have you watched those episodes of Family Guy where they've actually done the Star Wars movies?
Yeah.
So then you've seen Star Wars.
No.
Yeah, dude.
No.
Yes.
You can't say Star Wars and Family Guy. You cannot say Family Guy's rendition of Star Wars is Star Wars.
It's close.
It's better with Peter Griffin and Stewie.
It's close.
And Lois.
Dude.
So much better with them.
Meg.
You know, maybe... and Meg. Yeah,
I'm telling you, it's very close to... They did it very well. I remember watching it when it first came out. I was like, they're not making fun of it so much as they're making it better and then making jokes about it.
It's like a love letter, isn't it? It was like
exactly right. They're making fun of it, but they're not making fun of what it is. They're making fun of the things inside of Star Wars. So it makes it that much better. And as what you just said, Sean, is a fucking love letter, because it is. I mean, Seth MacFarlane loves Star Wars because it's literally all throughout Family Guy. If you watch it,
I love Family Guy.
You love Family Guy from like season 5 and on.
Yeah, bro. The animation for the first couple seasons.
5 and before. Like,
exactly, dude.
It's done such a Simpsons, and not that I was a big Simpsons person, but it was at the height of its powers, and it just kept going and going and going, and it's like, you need to stop.
The first episode of Family Guy, I was hooked. I remember, so I'm gonna tell the story. I've told it already on this podcast once. I'm gonna tell it again. So going back to American football, or whatever, what would you just call it? American football, right?
Yeah.
So back in 1998, I believe, or it was 99, the Broncos were playing in the Super Bowl, but after that was done, Family Guy was premiering. So because of that, I stayed up and I recorded it on VHS tape, the entire Super Bowl and The Simpsons and then Family Guy, and I wore that tape out because that was the only time I could watch Family Guy, because it was always on like super late at night when I was a kid. And I ended up like just wearing that tape out and loving it, and I still have that VHS with Family Guy. And that was one of my favorite pilot episodes of a TV show, is the first Family Guy, and there's a couple other shows I like too, but that one to me just sticks out because I've probably seen it 100 times. Yeah, just as a kid. And it's also really well written and done, and the jokes still hit, at least for me.
So I think I got spoiled with the newer seasons, because the first couple seasons, they weren't bad, but the only thing that bothered me was Stewie's eyes in the first couple seasons. They were kind of fucked.
Well, yeah, I mean, but you got to think they completely changed his character too after like season 4. He was supposed to be some like Rex Harrison or whatever guy who was like a 007 villain, and then they changed him to being like, hey, he might just be a gay guy.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what
it is.
Pretty much, yeah. Anyway, so Super 8 is starring Joel Courtney as Joe Lamb, Elle Fanning as Alice, Kyle Chandler as Deputy Jackson Lamb, Ryan Lee as Carrie, Riley Griffiths as Charles, Ron Eldard as Lewis, who is Alice's dad, and Noah Emmerich as Colonel Nellick.
I'm not going to lie, I didn't know any of their names last night.
No, did I.
As far as
know the
character,
faces.
I was gonna say character names or like
character names for me.
okay. There was only 2 people in this movie. Well, 3 people really, but Elle Fanning was somebody who was supposed to be big in Hollywood and just kind of fizzled out. Obviously, her sister Dakota Fanning is the bigger star, but she was supposedly coming behind her and being super huge.
Was that Alice?
Yes.
Okay.
The girl.
Yeah.
Right. The love interest, I guess, if you
yeah.
want to think about it. It was weird. Like, she was supposed to be the next big thing, and then nothing. And it's not like this movie did that to her. I think maybe there was some career choices or other things that have happened, but I don't know where she is now.
Maybe acting wasn't for her.
Probably not, because we'll get to this a little bit later. Was she good in this movie?
I guess we'll find out a little bit
I
later.
guess we will. But the other 2 people that I knew was so Kyle Chandler, his dad. He was in a whole bunch of stuff. I think he was in Friday Night Lights and some other bigger movies.
He was the cop in Wolf of Wall Street. That's what I knew him from.
Ah, yep. And then
her dad. This is only the second thing I've ever seen him in. Oh no, tell a lie. Third thing, he was in Deep Impact as the astronaut that got blinded. I think he's in Ghost Ship.
He is in Ghost Ship.
And it's the third thing I think I've ever seen him in. I don't know what happens to him, and he does well, but I just thought, oh yeah, it's him.
Yep. And then Noah Emmerich, the colonel guy that.
What's he from?
So he was in the Truman Show.
He's the best mate in Truman Show. That's the only thing I know him of.
Yeah, he was Jim Carrey's best friend in that movie. And if you've never seen the Truman Show, you need to just get out of my fucking house right now.
There's a lot of things I haven't seen that you could probably kick me out for.
Yeah, you're right. No, Truman Show is it's on our list to do. It's coming up sometime on this podcast. But an amazing film all around, and not just because I honestly I think it works so well because at the point where Jim Carrey was in his career, you weren't expecting him to play what he's playing in that movie. It's not a serious movie, but it tackles some hard-hitting stuff towards the end, and his performance is amazing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess we'll watch it eventually.
Eventually, yeah. Just like 1,000 other movies Randy hasn't seen.
Yeah.
We'll get to.
We'll get there.
Yeah, we'll get to. Anyway, Super 8 is rated PG-13 for intense sequences of sci-fi action and violence, language, and some drug use. Intense sequences for sure. That bus scene where he's in there ripping people apart and like
for a PG-13, kind of intense.
There's some blood spray going on. There's some. I mean, beyond that, what else?
Not much.
There's some stuff that it's hinting at in the background, like with the cop in the beginning, and then the guy going outside to see what's going on with it, and he gets like,
gone.
The gas. He gets gone.
He gets gone.
Yeah.
The smart ass walking around flipping shoe deep in petrol.
I know, right?
Gas. Sorry,
Yeah.
It's funny. I remember when I first watched it, I was like, okay, well, that's definitely blowing up. And then they never did anything with a giant pool of gasoline.
No, nothing.
It's weird. Well, okay, they did one thing, which is they showed somewhat the monster alien in the reflection of the gasoline. So it's like you're not seeing it clearly.
Oh, they did for a second, didn't they?
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So you're looking through the eyes of the guy that's going out there, the gas station attendant, and he's looking down through it, and it's kind of like, oh, all right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's kind of a cool shot in the movie, so I guess you don't need to blow up every pool of gasoline. But
That was a big-ass alien, dude.
it was a big-ass alien.
Big-ass alien.
I do have one gripe, and I'm going to forget it if I don't get to it, but it's... So, apparently, this alien goes and steals all those motors out of those cars, right?
Yeah, for what?
Well, he's trying to make his machine to figure out, I guess, how to bring all those things back, the Rubik's Cube looking things.
Yeah.
He's trying to make a giant electromagnet in the water tower to suck them all in. That's what I'm thinking. They don't really explain it, or they did, and I just wasn't paying attention. But how is he going around and ripping everything apart? But when he took the engines out of those cars, clean as a fucking whistle. It didn't even look like he opened up the hoods to get them out.
Maybe he had a wrench and just started on doing stuff.
I mean, all right. He was sentient enough to know what he was doing, and and the doctor guy was trying to help him and all this stuff. Maybe he had thumbs and he could.
I mean, clearly he had emotion.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So
right,
it could have just been us, but bigger, with more arms and legs.
I do like how you don't really get a full good view of the alien either. Like it shows him right towards the end, but you still
it's
don't
never
get
like a full shot
like
of him.
beautiful sunlight lit. You can see everything going on. I like that because it kind of lets you go. What was that, Sean?
No, I like that too. I in my notes that I like the fact that they keep the monster in enough darkness or lack of light that the CGI will last a lot longer.
That makes sense, and I've talked about that a lot too with Jurassic Park, the original Jurassic Park, where people always kind of say, "Why does the Jurassic Park '93 movie look better than CGI today?" And it's like, well, because you're remembering it wrong. Most of it happens in the darkness when it's raining, and the scenes where it's outside in light, it looks like shit.
Yeah,
it's still a great movie. It still holds up for sure, but
they
most
thought about
of
it though.
Yeah, but most of what you're remembering is the live action puppets that they were using. Right, so
I think people remember Jurassic Park more fondly than it not deserves. But see, I like the Lost World. I prefer the Lost World than the first one.
Man,
a hell of a shout. I know it's a weird one.
Nope. You were 100% on the right thing because Lost World to me is the best one.
The first one's like quite slow. People forget it takes like an hour and 15 for like a monster to appear. Apart from the little bit at the beginning with the Velociraptor that you don't see in the cage.
Right.
Like it's a lot. It's a lot slower than people remember.
Well, it's
overrated, but
it's also to me a thriller. It's not a horror movie, right? Mm-hmm. And it's to me it's trying to be Jaws, which it should be. I mean, it's made by the same guy, Steven Spielberg, who we'll get into, who's correlating to this movie. But
what you found out last night?
Oh, I know. I've always known that Steven Spielberg was connected to this movie. But anyways, Jurassic Park 1, you almost have to have that slow burn because you do have a lot to kind of talk about and like describe and figure out why this is happening and what's going on and how they could do this. And then you're not bored, but then it gets to the reveal of the first dinosaur. I think it's doing it on purpose for you to be like, man, what the fuck am I watching? And then boom, you get hit with the giant Brachiosaurus just like they do looking out of the Jeep like, holy shit, this is fucking wild. Yeah. But it bores you first to get that reaction out of you. And I think that's actually a genius tactic by Steven Spielberg. By if he did that on purpose or not, it still fucking works, But The Lost World, like you're saying, to me, you need the first Jurassic Park movie to make The Lost World, but I love The Lost World more because the movie starts, it gets into it, it doesn't fucking stop into the end.
Yeah.
I think the music's better. I think Ian Malcolm has the best entrance
in
any film
when he's yawning.
People forget that. Yeah, in front of that like background that makes it look like he's like there. The little girl's feeding the dinosaurs this little beef sandwich, and you're thinking this is not going to go well. This is not going to go well.
Yeah. No, my only gripe with The Lost World is I hate to say I don't like his daughter in the movie, but I don't like the actress that played his daughter. I feel like she's just... They wanted to do something different, and it's like, why does gymnastics need to be in it? And why do you got to, kill a dinosaur with gymnastics? And why does she need to be... I don't know. That throws me out of the movie every time I see it.
I don't think I've ever seen this movie.
The Lost World Jurassic Park.
I don't think I've seen the second
You've
one.
seen Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
I
don't think I saw that one.
Well, you're missing out, bro.
Apparently.
There's a part where two giant trailers fall off a cliff. Is that ringing any bells? No. Some dude gets ripped apart by two Tyrannosaurus.
The best bit of that is when the
that sounds dope.
Her name? The last Julianne Moore, she ends up face down on the glass of this trailer, looking down a cliff, and the glass is slowly cracking underneath her body and her hand. Oh, it's amazing.
It's a panic attack waiting to happen.
Oh, it is. The only looking back at that, why would there be a giant sheet of glass there? You know what I mean? Because it's the end of the trailer where there's a door that goes down, because they clearly show it in the beginning of the movie where they walk into it. Why would there be a giant sheet of glass there other than to be a cool shot in the movie? It would just be a window,
Yeah, well, it is a window, but then behind, because just before that bit, when it goes over the cliff, why park it on a cliff? Let's not pick at the logic. There's a like a metal grate behind it, like bars, and that falls off.
Right, that was the back door of the trailer to me, falls off completely, so it looks like it's completely open, but then there's a giant sheet of glass there.
I'm sure it's just a window because they're coming in and out of the door. They're coming in and out of the door, don't they? Unless I'm wrong. I want to watch it now.
Dude, go watch it. It's on HBO Max if you know.
It's just a window. I've got it on DVD. I don't hear.
Oh, there you go. Perfect. Yeah, no.
What's up with you guys and DVD still?
What's wrong with DVDs?
It's 2022. Do you have a DVD player still?
What happens when they take it off HBO Max?
Pirate it?
No.
Well, then you got to go do that.
Something again and again.
Well, that's my biggest thing with streaming and like even video games, right? People are like, oh, buy the like PS5 came out and there's a digital version and then there's the one with the disc.
Mm-hmm.
I'm buying the one with the disc because I want that physical disc. Because guess what? If somebody sells me something and it's not a physical good at any single point in time, they can say, no, you can't use that anymore.
Except for like other terms and conditions.
And if you read in those terms and conditions, they can do that.
Which I've never read.
Right now, there's older Assassin's Creed games that they're taking stuff offline, and you cannot now play those games because it needed those things. So now, who's the fucking...
I don't know.
Whatever word, or not word. Why can't I think of the company?
Oh.
Ubisoft.
Affinity. Oh.
Ubisoft is coming out and basically saying, like, yeah, sorry, but we just can't afford to keep these up and running, so you can't play those games anymore. Ooh. I don't like that.
Whatever.
So that's why I'm always going to, if there's a movie that I like, I'm going to support it too by buying it, right? Because if I just watch it on Netflix or HBO or wherever it is, are they seeing a fraction of the $10 a month I'm spending on it? Yeah, because they're licensing it to have it. But at the same time, I can still give them my full $20 or whatever it is and support them that way. You know what I mean? And I now physically
you think they're
have
getting
it.
that full $20?
They're getting more than my 6
They're
cents.
probably getting the same amount.
No.
Yeah.
No. They're getting more off of DVD sales. That's why, okay, so remember we had the conversation about there's not a lot of comedy movies coming out lately that were like good, like Pineapple Express and I Love You Man. That's because those movies relied on DVD sales. Okay? So not Mark Wahlberg.
Zuckerberg.
No. I'm thinking of a different Mark. What's his face? Matt Damon, sorry.
Wahlberg?
Matt Damon had an interview, I can't remember what it was on, but he was saying there's a lot of movies that were coming out in the 2000s that they can't make anymore because they made their bank on DVD sales. That's why they came out.
It's like the film.
Yep.
Did you see the one he made with? Sorry to interrupt. Did you
No,
see
you're
the
good.
film that Matt Damon made with Greg Kinnear where they played conjoined twins called Stuck on You?
Great movie, but
I love that film.
they made their movie on DVD sales, and then you come out with the unrated edition, right? And people buy that even more because it's different, right? That's the whole reason to have an unrated cut is, oh shit, now I saw it in theaters, but now I got to see the unrated cut. I got to buy it on DVD or Blu-ray or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So all these movies that were getting studio backed because, oh yeah, we'll make our money in DVD sales. Well, now they're not being made because they're not getting DVD sales. You can't say, oh, well, we'll just put it on streaming. Well, okay, you're getting a flat rate to be on streaming. You know what I mean? Netflix is buying your movie and then putting it on Netflix. Or HBO is owned by Warner Brothers, so they're making the movie already, and then they're just putting it on their streaming site.
I sent you off the reels hard on this one.
Look, man, this is something that I think about a lot. Yeah. Well, anyways, we can get back on the reel if
Why
we
do you
want
tell
to.
me my hat had green underneath?
Oh, was it just
Make me look like
disappearing?
an idiot.
You turn it on backwards.
God.
Maybe we should
my
get.
hat on backwards. You yelled at me.
I'm sorry. We're in front of a green screen, and he's got a green underbill of his hat, so it's just disappearing.
Oh, you're telling me this isn't the real background? The orange?
Oh no,
would've
you're
known?
right. Yeah, who would have known that the orange behind us is not the real background? We changed it for the extra real episodes, getting it looking nice and fresh in here.
My hair looks a little greasy, but it's cool.
It's all good. It's all good. The runtime on Super 8 is 112 minutes. Is it? I don't think it overstays its welcome.
I loved every second of it.
Really? Look at you.
It
Yeah.
could have been trimmed a little bit.
Yeah, I would say there was a part in maybe closer to more than halfway through where I was like, all right, come on, let's wrap this up.
Like what?
Like when he kind of the dad scene and stuff like that, or just like him coming home and like all the cops are there. It didn't need to be there. Or the part where they're filming outside that one house and like they're going through the house. I get why it's there,
No,
but
you're talking about the dog scene where he was like, "Have you seen blah blah blah?" Whatever the dog's name was.
yeah, I mean I get it, but it didn't need to be there. The scene before it where he's seeing all the lost dogs. That suffices.
Was that before or after?
That was right before it. That's why he comes home with
I thought
the
it was
thing saying
after.
where's the dog.
My bad.
Yeah, but I mean,
Yeah, I did.
it doesn't kill the movie, but it does feel like towards the middle that it could have been trimmed. A little bit.
Like 10 minutes, maybe.
Like maybe 4 minutes.
Oh, so really, you're just
I'm nitpicking.
taking off a little bit of fat from the steak.
Right, exactly. Just a little bit.
Yeah. Okay.
But it's funny, like 4 minutes doesn't seem like a lot, but it really is in a movie, especially like this, where there's not a lot going on, but there's still a lot to the story.
Mm-hmm.
So 4 minutes is a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Understood. I'll stay in my lane.
Yeah, Jesus. This was released on June 10th, 2011. You can open that in the mic if you want. I don't care.
No.
Make
Cool.
it
I'll
nice.
just make it in both of ours.
Okay, perfect. This movie is older than I remember it being.
When? 2012, right?
2011.
Oh.
I think it was more recent. I thought it was like 2006, 7. It feels like it's a lot older. But
So it feels older because it's shot that way, right? Where it's shot on actual film to make it look older, which I do enjoy that part. But at the same time, I don't know, for whatever reason, I guess the whole J J Abrams thing too has been going on for a while because of Lost and all that shit, but I just felt like it was newer. I don't know. Maybe time is just random now, especially with COVID and everything. The last 2 years are just gone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How was that over there? You guys had to been locked down pretty good, right, with COVID?
yeah, like 4 times, I think.
Oof.
4 lockdowns.
How long were they?
Like 4 months, a month, 4 months. And then there was a period between the first and second lockdowns where we were at what they called, what did they call them? Like levels. So you could be at like, tiers, sorry. You could be at like TIER, but you could be at tier 1 or tier 2 or whatever. The tier that what I was at was basically you could go to work and drive home. That was about it. So it was really that was almost a tougher time than the actual lockdowns. But no, it was strange time for everybody, I think. But we were lucky; we got our vaccines pretty quickly, and anyway. So what can you do?
At least someone did.
This
It was not us.
I was gonna say, is the vaccine mandate, or it's not really a mandate over there, is it? But is there like as many people who are against the vaccine over there like they are here?
I don't. Well, I mean, from where I worked at the time, there was a couple of people who didn't want to get it. People who'd had it and then got over it and said, "No, I don't want it," or people who had family who had all of a sudden got some kind of blood clot or whatever. That was only one person,
Right.
who said, "No, I don't want to," because the only thing that this family members had in that period of time was the jab, shot. You call it shot, so had the jab.
The jab.
So yeah. So it's. I don't know if the majority of people I know have had it, but I always used to say to people, if they didn't want it, then I'd say, well, that's entirely up to you, because if it, I don't want to get into it.
No, do it. Who cares? What does it matter?
No, it's just it's. I'm a big believer in, well, if you want to get it, get it. If you don't, you don't, because it's not a vaccine that stops you spreading it. Now, if it was a vaccine that stopped you spreading it, then it would be a completely different argument altogether, because there's no more risk to anybody else around you if you're vaccinated than if you're unvaccinated.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not in the medical field, by the way, anybody. I did do my undergrad dissertation on the MMR vaccine.
Oh, my
and
man.
that whole controversy. So I know probably more than your average person about vaccines, but I'm not in any way a medical professional or anything like that. So don't take what I say as gospel, just somebody who has a bit of an opinion, and I read stuff.
Oh, I'm writing a whole paper on everything you're telling me.
I don't think there's a massive... Well, I don't know. I mean, I don't know a lot of people who haven't had it, but I think it's probably... I don't know what the figures are or anything, but yeah, it... I don't know, it's up to people, isn't it? I think like UK and America are they're very similar in terms of the way they speak and the language, but we're very different. I don't think there's been such a big issue with it per se. People that either get it or they didn't. There's been no mandates or anything.
Right, exactly. Here, I think that was specifically what started people being against it was, oh, you're making me do it?
Mm-hmm.
Fuck that, right? So
I feel like if they never did that, people were like, oh, I'm getting the shot.
Well, then you got those people who are just like, well, it's not mandated, so I'm not going to get it. You know, so there's no right answer. You know what I mean? So it is what it is.
I mean, I know what you mean. It'd probably be like the same fucking thing, just maybe flip-flopped.
Right, exactly. That'd be like somebody saying, well, see that street sign right there? It says stop, but I might stop.
going.
Right, I'm going to go through it. I ain't listening to that stop sign.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Anyways, back to Super 8. Kind of want to talk about this movie because I do like it as well. Anyways, this was filmed.
Me.
I know, right? This was filmed from September 20th, 2010 through December 16th, 2010 in West Virginia and Los Angeles. So anything that was filmed in Los Angeles was on a soundstage. Everything in West Virginia was the outside stuff.
The outdoors.
The great outdoors.
Can't wait till we start talking about like your least favorite scenes and stuff.
Jesus Christ. Well, if we want to, we can start our guessing portion.
Oh, yeah.
We can guess what we think it costs to
go
make
first. Fuck.
the movie. So we're going to guess budget-wise in the millions of dollars. This would be USD. What do we think, Randy, how much it costs to make Super 8?
What it cost?
What did it cost?
That's a great
I'm
question.
asking
That's
you.
a great question, Steve.
Great question.
I'm going to go with, I mean, there's only two places. It wasn't the actual fucking Air Force either, so they're going to pay me, buddy. Not many big names.
Not really, but J J Abrams was kind of a big deal, and Steven Spielberg was a producer of this movie.
Yeah, but he throws his hat in. It's Spielberg being an executive producer. You can tell he's had a hand in this.
Right.
But I mean, let's remember he was an executive producer of Transformers, and he had no impact on those at all. So
Amen to that. But I would say you can tell he does have a impact on this movie as opposed to Transformers, right? Like, to me, this movie feels Spielbergian almost, where Transformers is just, what the fuck?
Both of you, watch your mouth about Transformers.
Transformers 1 is a great movie.
fucking movie.
Great movie.
All
The
of
rest of them are trash.
I like the ones with Mark Wahlberg the most.
Oh no!
What?
Yeah.
Mark Wahlberg.
I love Mark Wahlberg. I love his movies.
For me. Oh God, yeah.
Say hi to your mother.
What about the happening though? You can't love that.
Yeah.
The Happening?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Have you
good.
seen?
Yeah.
What was good about that?
Anyway, I'm going to go 72 mil.
Back up.
No, 72 mil.
The part where Mark Wahlberg's looking around like someone just killed his mother, but it's the wind that's killing everyone. You gonna tell me that's a good movie?
It's just such a bad film.
It's the trees, bro.
I was a kid when I saw it. I was like, oh, fuck yeah. It's kind of scary.
Okay, there's only one good thing about The Happening, and that's the trailer, because it looks intense. The part where like those people are falling off the roof onto the rebar and all that movie trailer looked good. The movie that came from that was not anywhere close to that trailer.
Whatever.
Whoever
72
made
mil.
that trailer needs a fucking award.
72 mil is my answer.
He's going $72 million
what
to
would you
make
like to guess, Sean?
Super 8. Yes, Sean. What do you think?
I'm gonna go slightly higher.
Oh.
I'm gonna go. I'll go. See, I want to say 100. I'm gonna say 110 million US dollars. That's what I'm gonna go for.
That's a good guess. You got to think about it. There's a lot that happens in this movie. There's a giant fucking train that derails, and
Very CGI though.
the train crash is CGI, but the actual trains that are laying there when they're filming the scenes is real. Which is
Or
wild.
CGI.
What?
Why couldn't the trains be CGI?
Because if they're walking amongst them,
Yeah, they probably had like one or two carts.
no, they set that whole thing up. You know the part where they're looking over the hill and filming? That was all real. I did my research. Anyways.
This is the information I need before I start guessing. I said this yesterday.
Look, do your own research. I don't know. Anyways, overall budget of Super 8 was $50 million. A lot lower than I thought it was going to be.
What?
Yeah.
First
trust me.
time, Sean. It's fun.
Yeah, it's fine. You'll learn now.
No, but I actually read this earlier. I read this stuff earlier, and I was still miles out.
Well, it's the thing, right? The movie looks more expensive than it is. Is that J J Abrams?
It's the
Like making
it's the
it-
flare.
It's the flare,
what
right?
it
It's the J J
Yeah.
Abrams flare. No, I mean, to be perfectly honest, I would have guessed 90 to 110 if I played the game. Just because it looks expensive. The marketing budget behind this had to have been big too, because I remember seeing fucking billboards and shit for this everywhere. I've never heard about the movie since, but it seemed expensive.
You know what we need to do? We need to do an episode where
I'm
you
not
do the
doing it.
beginning,
Okay.
and then after that, just don't worry about the budget. Don't worry about the tomatometer,
Right.
IMDb, and all
You
that.
do that.
Let me do it.
Okay.
I want you to guess. I want to see how good you are.
All right. We'll see.
Yeah. We'll see. You're scared.
A little bit. All right. So overall box office, what do we think it made worldwide for its theatrical run? We're going to Randy first again.
You know, I never heard of this movie until yesterday, or when you told me we were going to do this one. 76.
So you think it?
I don't think it made that much.
A little bit.
Yeah, I don't think it made that much.
All right. Sean, what are you thinking?
266 million. I'm gonna go for.
He's shooting for the stars.
I was gonna say he's shooting for the stars, but okay. So I'll say this: opening weekend, it made $35.4 million.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Before I say how much it made, wouldn't that seem like a giant hit and like we should be remembering this movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Depends what I'd argue. It depends on box office. The most important one for a box office is the second week, not the first week.
You're 100% correct.
Because the talk gets round. Look at what's it called? Doctor Strange, the second one.
Yeah, you're 100% right. It was huge, and then it dropped.
How it did after the word of mouth gets round, which is more powerful than anything, and it goes, "No, don't go see that. It's crap." And
right.
People go, "Oh, okay, I won't bother then."
That's the new one, right? The Multiverse?
Yeah, Multiverse of Madness, yeah. Even the new Thor, same thing. It dropped a little bit, but I still think the new Thor was a little bit better than the Doctor Strange movie.
Mm-hmm.
I guess we won't get into that, though.
Not yet.
Not yet.
I've had enough superhero films en masse. People know this.
I mean, I get it. There's so many Marvel movies that are coming. I mean, there's one every, 3 months now? It seems.
It's too much. It's too much.
And then there's the shows you got to keep up with and all this, because if you don't watch the shows and you don't know what's going on in the movies.
It's a fucking universe, bro.
Yeah. Who could be asked? Who could be asked? Do you know what I mean? Like there's great stories out there to be told. Great films to be told like this that probably wouldn't get made now because they don't have a franchise behind them. Like this is the only one that J J Abrams has done. The only film he's done that's not somebody else's franchise or a reboot. Look how well he does when he uses his own stuff.
I agree with you, but at the same time, though, what has he done that is not connected to something, right? And so, why? To me, it makes no sense. Why wouldn't? Well, maybe it's on him too, right? Like personally, why would he want to maybe do something that he just isn't, wanting to do? But if he could make something to me that is successful and is great on its own in its own universe, doing its own thing, why not continue doing that? But at the same time, when somebody backs a fucking dump truck up and says, "Hey, bro, Star Trek, do what you want with it. Star Wars, whatever money you want, do what you want with it." I would do it too.
He did both?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He's all in the stars.
He loves the space.
Well, I mean, look at this movie, right?
Yeah, he loves the space.
I guess, yeah. So anyways, overall box office. I'm going to give my man Sean on this one. $260.1 million. You're off by $5.9 million.
Take that. That's the exchange rate.
Right. Perfect. Yeah, no, so this made more than I thought it did too. Like I would have guessed 150 maybe, you know what I mean? So to me, this was a successful movie.
I wasn't even fucking close.
No.
I didn't think it made that much at all.
Even at 70, right, is a lot, but...
So the only reason I said that much is because I never heard of it, like I said. But if I had gone off of what I watched last night, I probably would have guessed a little more.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, this movie to me is just, it's a great movie and it's original. That's the biggest thing to me. And maybe that's why in the 2000s era, it's not.
Original?
Why do you say so?
Because he made the movie, he wrote it, he came up with the story, and he directed it. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's very much an ode to like E.T. And then when you think of the things that have come after it, like Stranger Things and It and all those. The 80s revival.
So.
But it's original to him, is what I'm saying. Yeah, it's copying other things, but it's an original IP. It's not like he's saying, all right, E.T. 2, we're doing it with a big fucking monster. It's their own thing.
I needed the elaboration.
I don't give him any respect for that. I don't give you respect just because you haven't gone for an IP. I think, well, you make what you make.
Yeah.
That's just me. I'm just whinge back.
Well, you could have called this Star Wars ... Super 8 if you wanted to, because it's in space, right? Like you can do that to anything, but you can't, right? Because the way things are going, if you're making a Star Wars movie, it's got to have Skywalker in it. If you're doing Star Trek, you got to have the main you got Kirk in it and all this. You can't have those offshoot stories that I would rather see. Like Marvel, yeah, okay, now you're getting the weird shit, like, you know, Miss Marvel, or even if we're going to do another Ghost Rider or whatnot, like, cool, we're getting back into that. But like Star Wars, for instance, I do enjoy the new shows that are coming out because they're not having to do with the main stories, right?
Yeah.
I think it's getting a bit silly, though. Like, I'm an absolute outsider to Star Wars, right?
Sure.
I've seen two of the films.
Sure.
But for me, it's getting to the point where, from an outsider, like, looking at all these series that come out, you know, I'm not into Star Wars, but I'm into pop culture. And you read, and it's like, well, when are they going to stop? Are we going to get like Star Wars toilet attendants? Because that's what it feels like, the route they're going down. They're going to literally pick every leaf off that tree until there's literally nothing left.
This is the problem, though.
Like it's too much.
Yeah, it's all about money. I mean, the minute they make something that no one buys or watches, then they'll go, oh, okay, let's rethink what's going on. Money makes the world go round, so it is what it is. Like, so I mean, if you want to get super involved in it, like Marvel right now, they're seeing that people aren't watching all these TV shows that they're making. So are they gonna halt production on most, you know, the stuff they have coming out in the pipe because
they're working on the Asia thing?
The what?
On an Asia?
Oh, from Miss Marvel. Yeah, sure. I get that, but what I'm saying is, are they gonna halt production on things that are just planned now because people aren't going, fuck, I need to watch this now. I need to watch this to get everything and whatnot. So like,
so they're gonna take one out of hit or miss book.
Maybe.
Well, do so much.
Right. Well, you get what I'm saying, right? Like, the minute you falter or the minute you start losing money on something, then they go, well, we can't do all this because we're not making money on it. Just like with Star Wars, like, we're gonna make as much as we fucking can make because people are watching it, right? So I'm gonna make a movie about somebody said a word in the first movie about some dude. I'm going to make a movie about that because why the fuck not? Because people are going to buy it, right? But the minute you make that movie and nobody sees it, then that's when they rein it back. And that's the overall thing about, like I said, it's about money. Milk it until it's fucking dry.
Doesn't say, well, I don't know. I don't. Is it all about the money?
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know.
to Disney, yes. I mean, I don't agree with it. To me, I think it should be, is it worth making because it needs to be told and you can do it in a way that it's artistically good? Don't make it because, well, fuck, I can make $1 million or $100 million or whatever, right? Make it because you have a passion for movie making and you want to.
Made $1 million.
We made $1 million. We're fucked. Yeah. Well, you know what I'm saying? Like, you want the passion. You want to have a movie that's good, right?
$1 million.
$1 million. Anyways, all right. So moving on, I'm going to go over the top 10 movies of that weekend this movie came out. We'll just go through them, and then when we get to the top 3, I'll give you the top 3, and then we got to guess the order that it was in.
These things go down like fucking water.
We're drinking. Okay, so you can't see us. We're drinking these things called. Okay, do you know what an Arnold Palmer is?
Hold on. First question: do you have?
Yeah.
Is golf a thing out there?
What? Are you kidding me?
I'm 100% serious.
St. Andrews, man. It was made over in.
Fucking cool. I don't watch golf. I don't know anything about it.
I can't stand the fucking thing, but yeah, it's a big thing. My best friend absolutely loves it. I think it's a waste of a good walk around, personally, but.
I like hitting shit.
I'm not good at it.
Golf, nah. Then you got to buy the clubs, and then you got to buy the shoes, and it's all expensive. Nah.
It's very expensive.
I know.
For clubs.
I just bought a new driver. Yeah, it's very expensive.
I know.
Yeah. I don't have shoes though. I just wear my own shoes because fuck that.
So you know who Arnold Palmer is?
Yeah, of course.
So he's got a drink over here, and it's an Arnold Palmer, right? It's basically like a half and half, so like iced tea and lemonade together. But now they came out with an Arnold Palmer spiked, so it's spiked with alcohol. So we're sucking these boys down, and they're like smooth.
I'm going down way too smooth.
Yeah.
I'm on number 5.
Oh, Jesus.
We've only been doing this for like
I've been talking too
minutes.
much. Yeah. Anyways, all right. So top 10 that week that Super 8 came out. This is June 10th, 2011, that weekend. So number 10, Fast 5.
Yeah.
No.
Jesus.
Fuck yeah.
Never seen any of them, and I'm proud to say it.
I saw the original Fast and Furious movie, right? Because I was a kid when it came out. How could you not see that movie? Then what was the sequel to that? Tokyo Drift?
It wasn't a sequel. Tokyo Drift was not a sequel.
Too Fast, Too Furious. Okay, I saw that one, but I never saw Tokyo Drift.
You don't need to.
I know I didn't.
That's why I didn't now you do.
Now you do because he's coming. Whatever.
Shut the fuck up.
And then what came after that?
What came after?
Just Fast and Furious when they like kind of rebooted, but it was
Fast
still
and
the
the
same?
Furious. Fast and Furious.
The Fast and the Furious.
Fast 5. Fuck.
Fast 4.
No.
Shaws and Hobbs or whatever it was called. Hobbs and Shaw. I don't
There's
know.
too many of them. There's no reason. It's all about family. All right. And
It's all about family. You could do anything with family.
You can apparently.
You can go to space.
Steal cars. I just like how in the first movie they're stealing VCRs. In the last movie they're going to space.
That's not the last one. There's another one coming out.
In the last movie that was released, they went to space in a fucking Fiero.
Yeah, that was a little bit too much. Which
That
you
was
know,
duct taped together.
Elon Musk did it.
Not in a duct taped together Fiero.
Nah, but when he was still there,
He's also got.
or he sent one up there. Was he in it? Was somebody in it?
No. So he sent a Tesla Roadster that had like a fake dude in a space suit in it.
He should have been in there.
Yeah, good. Get him off the planet.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck
I
that
don't give a
guy.
fuck for him.
Yeah. Number 9, Thor.
Yeah. The first one?
The first one.
Fuck yeah.
The first one was all right, and it's just because
damn.
it wasn't. We weren't marveled out at that point, right? It was like, ooh, we're getting another Thor, or whatever.
Kenneth Branagh directed it. Yeah, he's a good set of eyes, Kenneth Branagh, I think. So.
The movie looked fine to me, like because it felt different than like Iron Man or whatever came before Captain America. Did Captain America come out before that? Yeah, it did. So
Before
Thor.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I like that first movie, and it's funny looking back now and seeing that Thor to the Thor we have.
He was very naive to what was going on Earth.
Well, no, I get it, but at the same time, it's such a departure from that movie.
It is. Yeah.
I like Ragnarok. Don't get me wrong, and I did like Love and Thunder, but it's so different.
I think Ragnarok was the best Thor.
Yeah.
You didn't like it, did you? Just admit you didn't like it. It's okay. You're in a safe space here. Just admit you didn't like it.
See, this is my thing. I really like Taika Waititi as a director and a writer, and everything that he's done, I kind of like have a soft spot for. So I feel like I have to be like, I like that movie, and I have to defend
well,
it.
take him out. Did you actually like the movie, or was this whole thing a lie?
I laughed through the entire movie.
You didn't like the movie? Say it.
Hold on. I'm
You're breaking
trying
up with me.
I'm trying
That's what's happening.
I'm trying to work my way through it because I've thought about it since we watched it. Like every day going and something will come up like in like my feed about everyone hates Love and Thunder, and I'm like, it's not that bad.
Every day seems like a stretch.
I know, but when you're defending a film by saying it's not that bad, that's not a not. I just meant, like,
No,
when
I
I've
get
read it in
exactly what
general,
you're
I'm like,
saying.
if that's the best thing you can say, then like, really, like, it's a bit of
Yeah.
not you. I just mean
Yeah,
like in general.
no. You're making great points because if I have to defend it to myself, then did I actually like it, right? I enjoyed the movie, but there could have been things that were done better, right? So I wanted more Gore the God Butcher. I wanted to see him butchering gods.
Okay,
there was barely anything of that in there, right?
Okay.
Right, exactly. So to me, there's a couple things you can fix, and I don't like how they didn't really explain how Jane, again, spoilers for anybody who's listening to this for Love and Thunder, how Jane and the Hammer get together. Like, cool, yeah, they did it, but now she's Lady Thor and she has the same, like powers that he does. Like, does that mean
was
that
worthy?
Right, but how does she get powers? I mean, he doesn't get powers from
the thing,
but he doesn't get his powers from the hammer. He's just an Asgardian, and he has those powers. And because he's worthy, he can wield the hammer or the fucking axe or whatnot. So then,
Captain America didn't get the power by lifting Mjolnir. So what's
exactly that's what I'm saying. So like,
well,
it didn't explain it.
Superheroes, isn't it? So you think, well, you didn't
Right.
earn it. I think
Captain
that's the
America
problem with
did.
Marvel at the minute. They're throwing all this stuff out and they're not earning it. So
Captain America got it.
Got what?
Powers
No, he didn't.
from the fucking hammer.
No, he didn't.
And there, what do you mean?
he could wield it. But
And he
didn't
fucking did some lighting shit with it.
Well, that was from the hammer. The
Oh,
hammer
It
has
was still
powers,
coming from him.
but it didn't give him a fucking a Thor.
That would have been
armor
dope as
that
fuck.
would have been dope as shit, but it didn't make him be able to fly.
I mean,
No, he just jumped up really high like he normally does. You know what I
he does
mean?
not normally jump that high.
Okay, he got a little extra ups because the
got
hammer
an
helped
extra,
him
like,
fly.
20
all right, sure,
feet.
whatever. But I'm saying
But if
she
he lets
just
go of the hammer,
turned
he's going to worth. That's the point, isn't it? I think.
right. It's not like the hammer's turning him into Captain America. So Jane's turning into not a person who's in stage 4 cancer because of the hammer. What is it turning Thor into? Nothing.
Maybe
He's the same person without the hammer.
No, I understand where you're coming from now because I was gonna say maybe she got the uniform from the Asgardians, but your thing was she didn't just get it. Like you were confused on where she got everything.
I wanted
from.
the story back.
Yes, okay.
I wanted to know how it works.
Maybe there's gonna be a movie
She's dead. Spoilers.
before.
They're not going to do that. They're not going to do that. All I'm saying is,
Was she played by Natalie Portman?
What was that?
Was she played by Natalie Portman?
Yes. Yeah.
I've
It was.
not
Yeah.
seen it.
I mean, again, it's not like I was mad at it. It's just if I was making this
wanted
movie,
more, okay.
I wanted more God butchering, and I wanted more backstory on how she just went. Oh, I'm dying of cancer, but I got a hammer now. Like I get that he whispered to the hammer, like, "Hey, protect her." Yeah. Cool, but that doesn't grant her powers.
Okay.
It's also I'm watching a movie with gods and thunder and love and thunder, and I should maybe just go. All right.
Go to number 7.
Number 7. Actually,
where we're at?
No.
We're on
Number
8.
We're
Oh,
on 8.
fuck.
Were you gonna say something, Sean?
No, I was just laughing.
Oh, okay. Number 8, Midnight in Paris.
What?
Yeah, I don't even know either.
know
I
what
was
that
gonna
is.
look it up, and I was like, I'm good. Sounds terrible. Number 7. You ready for this? Judy Moody and the Not So Bummer Summer.
Sean, anything? Nope.
No.
I didn't think so.
I thought you would know
I had
because
no
you were a
fucking
kid.
idea.
That seems like a kid
Relax.
movie.
What the fuck is that?
I don't fucking
I've
know.
never heard of it.
Me neither.
I've never heard it.
Number 6,
I guess it's a reason. Number 7.
Bridesmaids.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Just number 5. Oh, okay.
It was all right. I liked it. It was funny. I laughed.
That was number 6?
That was number 6. Number 5, Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides. Is it Caribbean or Caribbean?
Caribbean.
All right.
It's
I
2
agree.
hours.
Yeah. I will say that's when I went, I'm done with this series.
Oh no, I like that one.
Which one was that?
The fifth
The
one I
thir-
couldn't get away with.
The third,
The third
one
one?
is Stranger Tides, right? No, that's at
No,
World's End.
No. Yeah, number 4. Number 4 is the On Stranger Tides.
Yeah.
That's the one with Penelope Cruz.
Yep.
When she was pregnant because they filmed
Oh,
her from the waist.
Then I take it back.
like them.
I was done with it when what's his face from the Rolling Stones showed up, and I was like, no.
Third one. No,
Third
no,
one.
was he?
That was the
second
third one, yeah, because it was at the end when all the pirates are coming together because they're all on their ships fighting at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just done with it. Even in the second movie was kind of, even though I love Bill Nighy, is it Nighy? No,
Bill Nye?
Nye.
Science guy?
Nighy?
Bill
Whatever.
Nye, yeah.
Sure. Bill Nye the
No,
Science
it's
Guy.
It's Bill Nye, yeah.
Yeah. Is him as a tentacle guy. Great.
David Jones.
David Jones, thank
David
you.
Jones.
Was great. And the CGI still holds up today. But
Yeah.
the movie itself, wasn't that good. It was kind of a little convoluted, where the first movie, there's only one real twist and one real big story going on, so it makes sense. Where the second movie, there's like 16,000 things going on, and then the rest of them are just too
I
much.
couldn't tell you anything about the movies.
You've seen them.
I've seen the first one.
Oh. Did you like it?
You've got
I
some
did.
serious gaps, haven't you?
Yeah, my man over here, it's kind of why I like him on the podcast, because he hasn't been tainted by anything, because
No.
he hasn't really seen much.
Nope.
So he's always seeing a movie like with fresh, brand new eyes. And we have this thing that we like to call rose-tinted glasses on this podcast, where if we watch a movie that we liked like 20 years ago or when we were children, we still like it today, even though it's not good. You know what I mean? Like you're defending it because,
Yeah.
well, when I was a kid, it was great. Now looking at it, it's terrible. Well, Randy doesn't have that, so he can watch a movie and be like, this fucking sucks.
Yeah, like what was the movie that we did?
All of them? Every one I've picked, probably.
No, the zombie, the alien one coming out the butts.
Oh, Dreamcatcher.
Yeah, Dreamcatcher. Dumbass fucking movie.
All right. Have you ever seen Dreamcatcher, Sean?
I have not. No, it's on my,
Don't worry about it.
I would
worry about
watch it. It's
Morgan
fuck
Freeman in it.
Morgan Freeman is definitely in it, and he's playing an
remember the poster.
over. Say that again.
I remember the poster. The poster sticks in my head. I can see the poster in
Don't fucking
my
worry
head.
about
but
watching
I've
it.
Never seen it. Don't watch it. Okay.
don't
No,
have to.
no, watch it.
You can listen to our synopsis. That's all
Why-
you need.
Okay.
No, if you want to see a wild movie that's out there that makes no sense while making perfect sense, watch that movie. Fucking
There's no
watch
perfect
it.
sense
Do you-
to this.
The story works, but it doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? Like at the end, you're like, okay, cool, but what the fuck?
Yeah.
I like movies
I'm
like
down
that.
for that.
Right, exactly. And it's Stephen King, but it's him probably just going, yeah, whatever. It's, give me
what,
money.
Just fucking.
Right. He's a lamp monster. Number 4, Kung Fu Panda 2.
Oh God.
Which one was that?
Kung Fu Panda was all right. The first one.
It wasn't bad. I don't remember what happened in the second one. Couldn't tell you.
Yeah, me neither. I like his dad though. Throughout Kung Fu Panda, the duck.
The duck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's what's his face from Big Trouble in Little China. I can't think of his name. Anyways, doesn't matter. All right, top 3. I'm going to tell you the top 3, and then we got to guess which order they are in. So, Super 8's in it. The Hangover Part 2, and X-Men First Class. Where are you going to put them, Randy?
Shit. All right, I'm going to go 1, 2, and 3.
Okay.
So we had Super 8.
Yep.
Hangover 2, which that's the one where they went...
to Bangkok.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which was all right.
Not good. Even the first Hangover, when you watch it today, you're like, ooh.
Then, so X-Men, Super 8, Hangover.
So you're going X-Men number 1.
Yeah.
Super 8 number 2.
Yep.
And then Hangover 2, 3.
Yep.
Okay. Cool. Sean, what do you got?
I'm going to go Hangover 2, Super 8, and then X-Men First Class.
All right. Good idea. But you're both wrong. So it's number 1, Super 8. Number 2, X-Men First Class. And then The Hangover Part 2.
The fuck?
Yeah. So The Hangover, this was its
How have I
third
never
week.
heard of Super 8 until this week?
Dude, that's what I'm saying. Like, this movie debuted strong. It had a strong box office. It was made by and backed by big people.
And there's
then
no
it
memory.
just disappeared.
It's just nothing.
Nothing.
Nobody
a
put it in a
bit-
time capsule.
Yeah, it's a bit not forgettable's the wrong word, but like the characters aren't particularly strong. You know, like they're good. But
Yeah,
you couldn't
I'll
sit
give you
there and,
that.
like, name all the characters like you could have it or
Right. There's
Cloverfield.
there's no character that stands out and you're like, wow, that's genre defining, or that person steals the show, or like, wow, that was a cool moment with this guy. There's really none of that.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a couple nods to like the best friend, the little kid with the braces. Again, what the fuck was his name? But he's funny in it. He has some good lines. The fireworks with it is great, but is anything like memorable? Is the alien even memorable looking too? Like, not really, you know? So you think of E.T. or you think of even Mars Attacks or Independence Day, like those aliens.
Yeah, and I haven't
think
seen
of.
E.T. in years. I can tell you what he fucking looks
Well,
like.
he's everywhere,
That's
right?
like
I mean, he was
insane.
everywhere in the 90s or whatnot. Like Elf. You know what Elf looks like by just thinking of him.
Elf?
Elf.
Like
Alf.
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 Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, you said
The
Alf?
anteater.
A-L-F. Alf.
Alf, yeah. I know
Yeah.
Alf.
Which has one of the saddest series finales ever. He gets caught by like the FBI and then they just take him in and that's it. Right? So they're probably cutting him up and doing some weird shit.
I've never seen.
Yeah.
Biopsy.
Like,
That.
like needed 24.
Right. Actually, Alf is a funny show.
Is
It
it?
was so it's like a not an adult sitcom, but like I would say TV 14 sitcom with like a puppet that's an
No,
alien.
I know what it is.
Right, but it's funny. And looking back now, and I've watched a couple episodes on YouTube. Just they randomly pop up sometimes, and like it does hit some funny shit that you wouldn't think about as a kid.
That's like everything.
Very true. Yeah, like you go back and watch some Nickelodeon cartoons that have very, very strong adult themes that just went whoosh
was
over
that?
your head.
Wow.
Johnny Bravo being
Oh
one of them.
my God,
You ever watch
yes.
that?
Bro.
It's- Oh my God.
Big time.
You watch that and you're like, Jesus, this is what they used to put on for kids?
Well, even like Ren and Stimpy was literally
That one.
fucked up. When you
Yeah.
look back, like how the
I know
fuck
what-
did my parents
Like
go?
the one where he had the fucking the saw.
The saw and he's sawing the log
Yeah.
on top of the other dude's butt,
Yep.
and he's sawing it with his dick, basically.
Yep.
Yeah, dude, it is wild. You've never heard of
Fucking
Ren and
weird.
Stimpy?
No.
So that must have been a straight. Did you guys have Nickelodeon in the UK?
Yeah, we had Nickelodeon, yeah.
So that was like
Was
one
that-
of the bigger Nickelodeon shows in the early 90s.
Was that Nickelodeon?
Oh, no, we did get that. Yeah, that was a weird one.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
out there. Yeah, and they always show
I was
like
thinking of,
them throwing up and like sticking their tongues out with like weird
Yeah.
hair on them and everything.
Cat and Dog or whatever.
Oh,
it's
Cat
called.
Dog. Cat Dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Cat
Yeah,
Dog. That
and-
show's all right.
I liked, what was that one that was like really, really well written? Courage the Cowardly Dog, that was a good one.
Yeah.
that was good. Yeah,
It used to terrify me as a kid.
there's a lot of
Eustace,
good.
Eustace Bag. Sorry. I
Yeah.
couldn't resist.
Yeah.
No, there's a lot of good like shows that were made for kids that like were really well written and well done that kids don't appreciate. But looking back and you watch it now, you're like, holy shit. But an adult would never watch it. But watching it as an adult when you watch it as a kid, yeah, you're seeing it differently, but it's also like, holy shit, why wouldn't anybody else watch this?
Didn't Courage have like the 7 Deadly Sins in there somewhere?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
We even, do you guys remember The Adventures of Pete and Pete?
Sounds familiar.
Never heard that one.
That was another big early 90s Nickelodeon show that is like super good.
Adventures of Pete and Pete?
Or was it just Pete and Pete? No, it's The Adventures of Pete and Pete. Yeah. It's fucking was adult themed, but like towards kids, and the fucking one of the kids had like a tattoo on his arm of like Carmen Sandiego it looked like, and he'd like move it to make it look like it was dancing. Yeah, it was called Petunia, I think, on his arm. Show's fucking wild. I think it's all on
I don't think that
Peacock or
came
something.
over here. Or if it's too early for me. Before I was born.
Maybe, I don't know. What year were you born?
92.
92. Oh wow, I'm the old guy here. I was 88, and Randy's what, like 2014?
95.
95. There you go.
Jackass.
All right, so tomatometer time. What do we think the critics and the audience scores are
At what
on
time?
the tomatometer or the tomato meter?
Oh, tomato meter.
Hit
Okay.
the button.
I don't have a
put any
button
stock
for
in
it.
The
I'll
low
let you say
button.
it, but-
Oh, hold on. Hold on, we're going to make
Let me
Randy
think. Hold on.
sound stupid here, right?
Tomatometer.
Perfect. I don't know if he heard that. He might not have.
No.
We have
That
voice
was good,
changers
though.
over here. Yeah,
I
that was
didn't. I
good.
didn't make my voice lower that time, so it
Ah.
actually
Okay.
came out.
I like it. Yeah, we have voice changers on the board that we're using here, so we can sound
Nice.
different. Yeah. Anyways, okay, so Randy's going to guess the critic score out of 100% and the audience score out of 100%.
Thank you for
this movie.
clarifying, because
Yes.
I never remember.
Never, no.
I'm gonna go critic. Fuck.
That's a weird rating.
71.
71%.
71.
Critics.
And then critics, yeah.
Okay, and then audience,
84.
84.
71, 84.
Okay, not bad. Sean, what do you think?
Critic. Oh, the critic scores are always rubbish anyway.
Yeah, terrible.
They well, all of them are. Critic. Oh, I don't know. I'll go critic score 78, and I'll go audience score 72.
72. I like that. It is critics, 81%. Audience, 75%.
Fuck.
Think about this for a
close.
second. Why is this movie not well known?
I don't know.
This is like one of the higher rated movies we've done.
It doesn't make any sense. I've never
It's what-
once been like, I've never heard somebody be like, hey, did you watch Super 8 yet?
No.
Never. No.
Is it a memorable movie though?
No.
Not really.
But is it good? Yes.
Yeah. It was great.
Right. It's weird,
Well, it's
right?
not a film. It's not a film you'd shout from the rooftops about.
No,
and I think
no.
that's the answer to why it's not more well known.
Yeah, I
And
get it.
There's better films in the same genre. I'd argue. Maybe not. Maybe this was one of the earliest, but
You're not wrong. Like the movie, it hits all the right beats. It does everything it needs to do. But at the end of the day, you watch it and you go, cool. And that's it.
Yeah. I didn't think about it on my drive home.
Right.
Nothing.
I didn't think, like, did he go to a different planet? What planet is that like? Are there
No.
other giant
No, he's
monsters
gone.
like that? No, he's just, see ya.
See ya, bud.
Movie's over.
Maybe next time.
Maybe next time. I mean, it'd be cool to see a sequel, right? Like maybe that he brings
You
his
know-
his fucking guys back
So I
and
was
they wreck everybody.
I was kind of hoping just for like
It's War of the Worlds. Sorry, Steven Spielberg
Like
did
a-
do that.
like a end credit kind of thing, but before the credits.
Sure,
because
sure,
this
sure.
was
Mid-credits.
2011. They
Okay.
didn't do that. A couple times, not as often as now.
I got you. Yeah.
Yeah, I was hoping for something after when it went black.
Mhm.
Maybe like they did what 3 months later.
Sure.
in the
yeah.
beginning.
Yeah.
Just do another of that.
Yeah.
Just I want to know.
you had the video they made play during the credits. That was quite cool.
We didn't watch that.
We didn't watch the credits.
So it was the movie that they made.
Yeah, did you know
What?
Okay, so when the
We didn't fucking
when it
watch
goes
that?
black- when it goes black, oh you,
I had to
you
piss.
silly sausages. When it goes black the screen, and then
Yeah.
you get the name start to scroll up. About 20 seconds later, it starts. You know the film they've been making.
Yeah, it
With the
does.
zombies and stuff
guess
and
we
the
gotta watch
shots. It
that.
shows you that full film, and it's only maybe like 3 or 4 minutes, but it's a really nice ending because it doesn't feel as abrupt.
Okay.
Yeah,
We
you
fucked
need
up.
to go YouTube it and watch it because that's how it ends. But I mean, but if
It wraps it up nice then, yeah.
See, this is what I mean. This is why you need a DVD because it'll keep playing. It won't just let you
I would have been
Come out of
fucking
the browser.
satisfied and like last night.
Well,
I
I'm
was
sorry.
not satisfied last night. I did not get off last night. Okay.
Sorry, we had like 17 of these twisted teas, and I had to fucking piss so bad. I was like, all right, we're done.
Paused it.
I just turned it off.
I know.
I was like, it's over. Credits are rolling. We're done here. I had to.
Oh fuck.
Anyways,
We're
all
gonna
right.
watch
So,
that tonight.
all right, go for it. IMDb score.
No, we
Do we want to guess the IMDb score?
7.4.
Sean? It's out of 10.
7.9.
It's a 7. Just a straight 7.
See
All
him.
right.
7. Yeah.
See him.
Yep. All right. So, who was your favorite character in the movie, Randy? Do you even know any of them?
I don't.
Right.
Honestly, if I had to pick, I couldn't. I'm gonna go
couldn't.
with fuck. Nope.
Nobody.
I got
You
nothing. I
There's
got
no,
nothing, man.
There's no character in the movie you're like,
Absolutely
all right,
nothing.
I like this guy.
Nope.
Not even the alien.
Oh man.
Okay.
Weird. I don't think I've ever said no.
Yeah, I know. And it's funny, right? Because you would think you would say no in a movie that was terrible. Like, nah, fuck, everybody's terrible. There's
No,
nothing good.
It was a good movie. I just
The movie was good, but there's no like character that you're like, this guy.
no.
All right.
What about you, Sean?
I would go with it's a bit of a cop out, but I do think he was the best in it. The main character, is it Joe, the main kid?
I believe it's
Joseph.
Joe. Let me see. I can scroll back up. Yeah, Joe.
That's
Joe
the-
Lamb.
So Lamb, Jesus. It's just a strange. Yeah, anyway.
It really
So
is. yeah.
that character was that. I think he was probably the best. I think it
Yeah,
was good. I mean, it's some good emotion in there, and there's some good.
Hey,
there's
the
some
kid
good
acts.
scenes.
Yeah, he acts fine too, and he has a character arc for sure. But is it memorable? No, I don't know.
I think
Weird.
so, but I mean, I think it's like a poor man's Elliot from ET, really, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? It's like
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Like
a salt kid.
right? We've seen the character before, and he doesn't do anything different with it to make us go, "Yeah, cool, that guy." But yeah, all right, yeah. Well, I can answer these questions now because I don't have to guess. But
Yeah.
my favorite character in the movie is Carrie. He's like the friend with the fucking braces with the fireworks and everything.
The pyromaniac.
The pyro
yeah,
kid was good,
Pyromaniac,
right?
yeah.
Like, but you take away the pyro, and the kid doesn't have a character, you know. So, but
Yeah.
you need it because he's the distraction at the end. But at the same time, do
Not-
you need it though? Because they still get,
The
get.
worst
right.
distraction is that kid, the smart one who gets his leg broken. That's all he does. He's just there to get his leg broken.
Yeah, that's it. They had to take him out of the ending, so there's not 1,000 kids in the ending. I guess
Yeah.
it is weird when you think about it. I never even but and it's funny too, right? So the kid makes a distraction with the fireworks, and it works for a second, but then he kills the cop.
People still die.
Yeah, and then he gets
did
grabbed, and then he still kind of makes the speech, and then the kid. So I don't think the speech is what got the alien. I think it's when he grabbed him, because again, they said he's like telepathic, and the minute he grabbed the scientist, they knew each other, and they knew what they felt, and they understood each other. So I feel like when he grabbed the kid, he understood then what he was trying to say was, hey, we're not here to, do what you got to do, man. Like, get the fuck out of here, or we'll do whatever you're trying to do. We're not here to hurt you. We're not
Trivia.
doing whatever. Yeah. So.
Did you read the trivia of the film? Like, did you read any of it? Just because I know I read on IMDb a little bit of trivia that
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
it was J J Abrams who said about the eyes, but the eyes of the alien, the eyes of the alien change when he's holding
Yeah,
And
I
it-
did.
like
I saw
the
that.
King Kong-esque scene.
Yeah.
Well, so to me, it
it's,
wasn't that they changed. It's like
It's
a
meant to be his mother's eyes, apparently.
yeah. Apparently, it's supposed to look exactly like his mother's eyes from earlier in the film. But
Aw.
I don't think they changed. I think it was more like a crocodile where they had like a film over them. So when they're in battle mode, they're protected. And when he's like, "Oh, I understand you," he opens up his lids or whatever.
His mom was the alien.
Oh, wait a second.
Sequel.
Well, we never actually see her die, did we? So that's a
Nope.
possibility.
We
And
never actually know how she died either,
Right.
which really fucking annoyed me.
Gets crushed. She gets crushed.
Why what?
Oh, that's right. So no. Okay.
Physically, not metaphorically. By
so-
an iron gird, they say that big.
So in the
They were
beginning of the
like
movie,
drunk.
we were talking, right? What happened? So remember when the first part of the movie happens and it says like how many days since the last incident,
Mhm.
and then they change it to 1. Well, she gets killed in the workplace incident, and I guess the what's his face's girl's dad
Mm-hmm.
either I don't know if I don't know. Does it say he was involved with not paying attention and she got crushed, or he was like using something and like it dropped on her and got crushed? I don't remember what it said.
That's for you, Sean. Because I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know.
Sorry.
You're fine.
I don't think I don't think they mention
what exactly happened.
because like the dad, who was the cop, just says, "Oh, it was an accident," and I think I don't know, something just kind of falls, but
maybe he was like a crane operator and he was moving a giant steel beam, and he was just like, "I fucking hung over, fuck this place," and then oopsies, oh, there's somebody underneath there.
Because you see the number they take down at the beginning, it's like 283 or something. It's not a massive amount of days. It's less than a year. So.
No, it was
actually almost 2 years.
Yeah, it was 700 and something, because he made the thing of saying, "Oh, it's 2 years." And I was like, "That's not 2 years," and then I was like, "Wait, no, it is." It was 700 and something, because I did the math
84.
in my head. 784 was it? Sure. And I was like, well, there's 364 days, 5 days in a year, and if you that is okay.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to prove Randy wrong, but he was right, so that's why I remembered. So again, my favorite character, again, the fireworks kid, because why the fuck not? But do we have a least favorite character?
Sean.
Sorry.
Least favorite character.
Sorry, I put you on the spot.
Bit of a strange one. I will go Truman's best mate, the one who plays the
fat kid,
the evil soldier. The soldier, the actor who played Truman, the Truman Show actor.
Okay. So
because it feels like they built him up to be like the main villain, and it feels like he kind of goes missing. Like it shows him talking to the professor or whatever is the teacher who drove the truck, the train, and then he disappears for a bit, and then he comes back and gets his head bitten off, and you're like, "Is that it? Is that it?"
Well, you're right. Yeah.
Keep going without him, and it's like, "Oh, I don't get it." It's a bit, I don't know.
Yeah, the movie kind of stalls at that point too, right? Because you're right. He's being built up as something to be reckoned with at the end of the movie, and nothing kind of comes with it, and then he dies, and it's not really a satisfying death. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, okay, maybe he gets his head bitten off or whatever happens, but it's not. It's like it's something like that, but it doesn't show it completely, right? It like kind of shows him get pushed up against it or something happening towards it. Obviously, he's dead, but nothing happens after that, and you're kind of like, "Oh, all right, I guess the military's gone," and then they're running through the town, and it's all getting blown to fucking bits, which is a little weird because is the alien everywhere? Why are they shooting everywhere? You know what I mean? Like,
I'm going to assume because of the weird Rubik's cubes.
But they weren't flying around. There was only
but they were around.
No, because
at
at
least
the end
one
was. But at the end, they finally the truck's there and it opens up and all of them go, and that's how he can get his spaceship.
Well, during that, he had already made his weird thing to where he was trying to get everything to come back together so he can make the ship.
Right.
So all the electromagnetic field from that could have been fucking everything up.
That's what I assumed it to be. Yeah, I assumed it to be that was playing havoc with the lights and all the weapons and stuff, because they said the targeting's all the pot one.
But even then,
it's the 70s. Did they have?
We're gonna get to my least favorite scene soon.
Yeah. I got you. Okay, so do you have a favorite? Not a favorite. A least favorite character, right?
No, that's why I went to Sean.
Oh,
I cannot pick a character.
So you don't like anybody you like, and you don't have anybody you dislike.
I cannot pick anything.
See, that's good and bad, right?
I don't know.
I got you. So my least favorite character is actually Elle Fanning's character in this movie, Alice. She kind of just
did she just actually bite his neck?
No, I think she like put her face on it, and because they put makeup on her lips,
it looked like teeth marks.
Maybe she's fucking into that. I don't know.
He was a kink too. Then
yeah,
he was like, "Fuck yeah, I like that."
You could tell he's like, "What is this going on downstairs?"
Yeah,
I haven't felt this before.
Good for you, bud.
No, I just felt like she was just a little bland in her acting, and maybe that's why she's not in Hollywood anymore. Like she didn't feel like she brought anything to the role. It could have been anybody else.
She didn't want to be an actress. Somebody made her be an actress.
Maybe her parents, considering that her sister was an actress too, and it's like, all right, you got to fucking do it. You got to make some money. Let's go.
Good job, Dakota.
Right.
Proud of you.
Not you.
You suck.
You suck.
The weird bit was about her character that you felt like the best acting she did in the whole film. Not that she was bad, but it felt like the most impactful scene she had was when she was
acting
right in the little film, and she has that scene where she's saying how much she loves him and all this. And I was thinking, there's got to be a background to this, like she's got to have gone through some kind of trauma or something. But it was like, no,
And that's what I'm saying. Like, it was great in the moment, and then nothing came of it. Now, was there something left on the cutting room floor? Maybe, but in the movie as a whole, like, okay, after that, nothing. And then she's running away from her dad. I get it. You know, like, that's gotta suck. But at the same time, like, maybe don't run away from your dad on a fucking bike. I know it's the 70s and times are different, but her dad
got fucked up.
He should have been more fucked up. Let's be real. 70s cars are made strong,
Steel.
right? So no seatbelt, no nothing.
Well,
You get him fucked up. Not a little scratch on his
He had
head.
a lap belt. That's about it.
Okay, your head is dunking that fucking
And
giant wheel because you know it's like 17 inches in diameter.
And then that part too, his window was down. And he was like, "Oh, how the fuck do I get out of the car? I'm gonna go out the passenger side. Get the fuck out the window, dude. It's your daughter."
To be fair, there's a giant monster that you're looking out in the window going, what the fuck is that? What is going? You're freaking out.
I'm out.
You're not thinking clearly, but again, the movie has to make it so he gets out when she's gone. So he looks back, tries to get out, then turns around, gets out of the other side, and there's nobody there, right? So I agree with you, but it's doing it for the purpose of the movie, right? Yeah. So whatever. All right. Do we have a favorite part or scene? And we're going to go to Sean first because you bogarted him there before.
That's a good idea.
All right, Sean, do you have a favorite part or scene in the movie?
I will go with. I didn't know what that was. Yeah, they heard a whisper. I will go with the scene. I'll go with the end scene actually.
So when everything comes together.
Yeah, and it starts to fly away, and then there's the bit with his mum's necklace, and that was surprisingly more emotional than I thought it was going to be. Like I was actually watching it, going, "Oh yeah, this is pretty." Like forgetting the fact the aliens massacred a lot of people.
Fuck all that. We don't care he killed everybody, but yeah.
I mean, it's just so unnecessary, especially at the end. He's chasing the kids, and then he whacks that the sheriff out of the way. Then he whacks that poor lady with the hair rollers out the way.
Right.
He just wangs her one, and she's gone. And then he picks the kid up. He gives the kid a chance to look into his soul. Like, oh, well, what about the poor hairnet lady? Anyway, so yeah, the favorite scene was the end one. I quite like that.
And you know what? I kind of made when we were watching it, I kind of said something too about that. Like, you know what? This is actually a really touching and a good emotional scene of like, obviously it's showing exactly them. We're letting go of our mother, but it's done very well. You know, like, yeah, the metaphor is there. Like, all right, mom's the locket and all that, and we need to let go of her, and I let go of her. But it does it in such a way that you're right. It's very kind of emotional, and you're like, ooh, I get it. I like it. Mm-hmm. Right? Yeah. Good pick. What do you got, Randy?
Favorite part.
Nothing. Sorry.
No,
it was close. It took me a second. I had to take my headphones off so I can not listen to you while you talked and just think about the movie. It'd probably be when the guy from the film store when he took his film to get developed and all that. Mm-hmm. At the end, when he showed up and he was high as fuck.
Okay,
he was like, "Yeah, I probably can't drive."
Yeah, okay. And then he passes right out.
Fuck out in the middle.
And then wakes up, and like he doesn't even know what happened.
I don't even think he woke up.
No, he woke up at the end because he gets out of the car, and I was like, there should be a giant puff of smoke there, and there's not.
Oh yeah.
What was with that shot of him in the car as well? You know, when the alien's just going mad, it's gone mental everywhere, and then there's the scene they show him, and he's just flat out stoned to pieces in his car.
Yeah.
And he doesn't wake up, and I'm like, why did you put that shot in there? That wasn't needed. Was it supposed to be a laugh because you didn't give us long enough to laugh at it? It was a strange choice.
Drugs are bad. That's why.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, I thought the kid was going to pull out a kind of like a Talk to Frank poster or something. It was a bit strange, that bit.
Talk to Frank, or in America, the Dare poster.
Oh,
right. Even though that's Mothers Against Drug.
Wasn't it? Who was it? Was it Nancy Reagan who was like saying no to drugs? Is that her thing?
Yep. That's a long time ago.
What is it?
Well, I read
Say no to drugs. Nancy Reagan. You remember there was like what you don't remember, but I'm sure you've seen in history because you took a history class. I'm sure.
I thought I paid attention.
All right, never mind.
Yeah.
Moving on. My favorite part or scene is definitely the trail derailment scene. Like that's fucking sick.
It was cool.
That whole scene is so like.
I still don't understand how a singular truck did all that.
Because you got to think if something stops the first train. It's not just stopping.
How was that truck stopping that fucking freight train?
It's derailing it, and then the train's hitting the ground, and then derailing, and then everything behind it's fucking hitting each other and derailing itself.
Because trains can be derailed by like a rock on the line.
Yeah, but how many trains? How many vehicles get hit by a train that are stopped on tracks and they keep fucking going?
The movie needs
Well,
to
it's just-
happen.
I get that,
It's
but like,
it's their inertia, isn't it?
Yeah, it just keeps
got-
going, and everything hits back into the back of whatever's in front of it, and it's just going to keep hitting it and fucking doing what it's doing. It's wild. Shut up. Stop being real.
But the film,
Sorry,
the way it was
God
filmed,
forbid.
J J Abrams said he filmed it to be from the kids' point of view, like it's purposely over the top because it's meant to be like how they remember it, bigger than it was. You know, that's why it kind of looks a bit ridiculous. It's a bit Michael Bay-ish at times, where there's petrol tanks flying through the air and stuff like that, because it's supposed to be how the kids remember it and how the kids would tell the story to other people.
okay.
That makes sense.
This is a man who also wrote Armageddon for Michael Bay. So
Yeah.
come on, explosions,
Love
right?
Armageddon.
Still.
It's fine. It's fine. Okay, so
Science.
were we entertained by this movie?
Yeah,
Hell yes.
that was.
Yeah, I was entertained too. Like, there's no point in the movie where you're going, fuck this.
Yeah.
It's just, you're in it from the beginning. It hooks you. It keeps you going. There's, we watch this with my wife, and every time I looked at her, I was like, "This is cool, right?" And she's like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." She picked up her phone.
I
a
was
couple
looking at her a
times.
couple times too, and I was like, "Are you watching?
Right.
Are you
I was
watching?"
like, "Get off the fucking phone."
Yeah.
And she was just like, yeah, and I was like, all right. As long as I judge a lot of movies on if my wife is interested or not, because if it gets her interested, then I know the movie's doing something correctly. If she picks her phone up, then I'm like, all right, the movie's misstepping, or there's something that she's going, what else
Women.
is going on in life, you know?
Women.
I know, right?
Yeah.
So no, she was into it. She said she liked it. I'm sure she didn't like it as much as we did, but it's fine.
Yeah.
So, last question here: would we recommend this to our mothers?
Yeah.
Um,
I don't think she'd be into it, but I wouldn't be like, "Don't watch this fucking movie, dude."
Dude.
Know what I mean?
Don't watch it.
I mean, I made my mother watch Inception recently, so I've got
That's fucked.
That's actually
That's a
good
mind
one.
fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah,
mind
that's
fuck in a
it
mind
was a
fuck.
good. It was a good review though. It was made for a good episode.
That's
So
good. Okay, so if we're thinking
No,
about that at the end of Inception, what do we think? Do you think he's in a dream still, or do you think that's his totem and it's about to fall?
He's in there.
I think it's about to fall. But the point is, he's not looking at it. He doesn't care what it says anyway.
There you go. That's exactly what it is. The whole idea is he spins it and walks away. So who cares what it is? Because he doesn't. And Christopher Nolan has come out and said, I made it ambiguous on purpose. You don't know. It
But how
bobbles.
did Michael Caine get over there though? He's teaching in Paris 1 minute, and then he's back in America the next.
Michael Caine. Nobody knows. You're right, though. And you can break it down a little bit. Maybe we need to ask Michael Caine how he's there.
Yeah.
I haven't
Well,
seen
Michael
the
Caine
movie.
apparently
You
said
haven't
every
seen it?
time he's in the film, Nolan said to him, "This is reality." Apparently. So who knows?
I haven't really thought
I
of
haven't
it.
seen the movie in a while, is what it's going to say.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I've seen it.
Yeah, okay.
Seen it. But I
you
was a kid when I saw it, so being
Resonating differently.
12 years old
Yeah.
when I watched
We're
it.
old. We get it. We're old. We're old.
Yeah,
Stop
you guys are
rubbing it
kind
in.
of old.
Yeah.
You fucking young
It's all
bitch.
right.
It's cool. We'll be here long after you depart.
I know you will.
I know. Living life
Yeah.
fast. Anyways, we're going to get to my favorite part. Hold on.
All I can hear is swearing.
It would be funny. Can you hear that?
Yeah, I heard loads of swearing. Yeah.
All right, good. Loads of swearing. I like it. It'd be funny if you couldn't hear it and we were just like silent for like 15 seconds.
He's
I
like, what the fuck is
I
going
thought
on?
you'd like, God, hang on, there's something going on. And then you have like a massive party with somebody else. Thinking, oh God, what's this?
We
Not
could.
a
That would be
domestic.
dope.
That
Please
would
not
be
a
dope.
domestic.
Like a live band.
Oh, we could do a live band here. We have the equipment.
And then we're just sitting on the
We're
couch.
just we're just playing. I like it. Anyways, all right. So my fun facts of the week. This is number one. Since Elle Fanning was 12 years old while filming her driving scene, it was illegal for her to actually drive. So they had a stunt person driving the car with a mini steering wheel and monitor in the back seat. What's weird is that's legal. J J Abrams stated on the commentary.
What?
So it's legal for somebody to be sitting in the back seat hidden, driving by a little screen and a little wheel, but it's not legal for someone being in the front
Somebody
seat who
did
can
that with
see.
a miniature wheel?
Right.
That's dope.
I mean, good for them.
That'd be fun.
Have you ever seen those ones where the driver's actually on top of the car and all the cameras are looking at the people in the car, and of course they're not paying attention while they're driving because they're acting, but the person on top is driving?
No.
Google it. It's fucking wild.
That sounds weird.
Yeah. A lot of movies do that because you can do a trailered scene, right? Where like carpool karaoke with James Corden. Real quick,
He's on a trailer.
How do you feel about James Corden, Sean?
Well, we got to know him. He did a series called Fat Friends. That's literally what it was called, a sitcom. And then there was he did Gavin and Stacey, which he co-wrote and co-created and acted in as well, and was brilliant in. I don't quite get why he gets
hate.
I don't think he gets much hate from actual people. I think what happens a lot with when somebody becomes successful,
the haters are going to come out.
People want to tear them down. He's done very well. The only thing I would say though, he's changed the way he talks.
Well,
I can understand why, because even listening back to myself when I talk to Americans, I peter my accent down a little bit. My accent flattens a little bit because I want to make sure you understand what I'm saying. Whereas if you go back and listen to a couple of my Bond episodes, which I did with my best friend who's from where I'm from,
nice,
my accent will be a lot stronger because I'm talking to my friend. So I understand why he's done it. But I've got no great issue with the guy. I think he's probably a little bit big-headed, but
how can he not be at that point, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he's massively successful, so maybe big-headed's the wrong word. He's very confident, but it's nice to see, you know.
Yeah, and it's funny too. Like when I go back home and I visit to Canada, my accent changes too, because I'm talking with my friends and my family and who I grew up with. And you're right, it's weird. The people you talk to, or the more people you hang around, you end up talking like them.
When I go to Georgia, I start talking thick. I don't know why.
In the South.
Yeah. Well, but Sean, you sound British as fuck. I want to know what you sound like when you're not talking to us.
Even worse.
Yeah, a lot. Well,
you probably talk faster.
Did you get any word of that? And I'll use like colloquialisms that you probably wouldn't understand. So I don't know.
So remember when he said.
So right now I'm absolutely mafted, which means I'm absolutely boiling.
He's hot.
We talk a lot quicker.
Right, yeah, and it makes sense. And earlier when you said taking a piss, I knew you didn't know what that meant.
I know what he meant.
Did you? Okay.
Yeah.
The way you looked at it.
No, context clues.
Okay, all right.
Taking the piss.
Right, taking the piss. Is it
taking a piss is going for it. Yeah.
All right. Now I've been corrected, and I like that because I don't know that I didn't know there was a difference in the UK. I thought it was literally you could just say taking a piss or taking the piss, but taking the piss means you're just fucking around. Taking a piss means you're actually
taking
pissing.
the mick out of somebody. Yeah.
Right. I got you. All right.
The more you know.
We don't really say taking a piss. Really.
You would just say I gotta go hit the head or something.
No, we don't say that. I don't know. I'm going to the toilet. That's another thing. We don't say bathroom either. Because for us, it's like if I came around your house and we were watching a film and you said, "Oh, before we watch this movie, I'm just gonna go to the bathroom." I'd be like, "Couldn't you have showered before? That's rude." What you going like because you go to the toilet. Restroom is another one. We don't use that either.
So
you just say toilet.
Yeah, toilet or lavatory. I suppose if you pot, but I don't really say that ever.
So that was a big thing when I moved here. We say washroom back home. So whenever I would say, "Hey, I'm going to the washroom," people were like, "What the fuck are you doing in there? You're washing?" What? I'm taking a shit. Like, what do you mean? What am I doing in there? Like, what does washroom mean? Like, it's weird.
A washroom here is like, I don't know, where you might have like your washing machine and stuff. It's an old phrase. It's not something we'd say really.
I guess because Canada was a colony from the UK, we brought over the old terms, washroom and color.
I thought it was French.
No, it's English.
It's a part of the Commonwealth.
Yeah,
like I told you,
I
didn't pay attention to geography, history, down to that.
No, I can't say that. That's a stereotype. I was going to say, well, to be fair with America, right? You tend to learn there's enough of your own geography to try and learn. I think that when you try and figure out everywhere else, to be honest. But no,
is that where you
go? Funny when you.
Is that what you were going to say? What were you going to say?
Me?
I was no me. Sorry.
You're good. What were we going to say?
Oh no, I was going to say, well, you're American. Like you've got a lot of geography to learn. Like that seems to be like I watch a lot of American TV shows. So like Friends is one. I love Scrubs.
Fuck yeah.
I've been watching the Chicago series.
Hold on, pause. So you like Friends?
Sorry, say that again.
You like Friends?
It's not too bad. It's like comfort food. It's like
fucking hate.
It's like what's it called? It's like fast food. It's not good for you, and you know. It's
oh my god, that's perfect analogy. What a perfect analogy. It's like fast food. It's
pleasing
not good
while
for
you watch
yep.
it. Have you ever watched the clips on YouTube where someone's taken off a laughter track and it is awful, absolutely awful.
It's 100% true.
If anybody hasn't, and it's not. I mean, come on, it's not like Cheers, is it? It's not like it's
Cheers.
Near something
Do you say Cheers?
Yeah, Cheers.
Yeah,
Cheers is all right.
Yeah,
I like. Cheers.
You like Cheers better than Friends?
Is that a serious question?
100%.
Cheers is one of the best TV shows, one of the best comedies ever made.
It was in one place.
Okay.
The bar.
Isn't Friends in two places?
Multiple
So
places, actually.
Yeah, so was like Stepped on Son and stuff like that.
Doesn't matter. The whole point of Cheers was it was at the bar, and that was everybody goes to the bar and has a good time. Like Cheers.
They occasionally left the bar.
Yeah.
But one of the best comedy series we've ever done over here was called The Royal Family. I don't know if you guys have ever watched.
I've heard of it. I have not watched it. No.
Well, that's what inspired The Office.
Oh, and then okay.
The way The Office is shot, that kind of realistic, no laughter track. It's a
dry humor.
Series.
Yeah, I do. Okay, so I do prefer the UK Office over the American Office.
That's what I was going to ask. Do you like the UK over the US?
Yes, but only because the thing is, they both perfectly reflect the countries. So the UK humour, we like our comedic people to be quite tragic. So our main, you've got like Alan Partridge, you've got the manager from The Office.
Yeah.
You've got you've got like Captain Mandarin, our big Reginald Perrin, I don't know if you know half of them, but our big like comedic roles, the characters, there's always like a sadness behind them because they kind of want to be liked and they're quite tragic and they're not quite getting there, which is kind of the way it's quite pessimistic. Whereas the American, like especially with the American Office, it's all very much it's the American way of things. So it's how you do things. So when you watch the American Office, it's very reflective of how America is. It's the best way I can put it.
Did anybody from the US office go onto the UK office? No,
because the UK office only ran for 2 series. There's only like 12 episodes, and I think one Christmas special, and then it finished.
Oh, okay.
Because we tend to have a thing over here where we'll do like a couple of series.
Yeah.
It obviously sometimes like Red Dwarf, things like that can run for longer, but a lot of the time our comedy series do 2 or 3 series, and then they finish because they want to keep the quality up. There's one criticism I've got of American shows. Yeah. Or around the world, they go on too long. Like he left. Doesn't Michael Scott leave US office at some point?
Yeah, he does, and then he has
at that point, you should say, right, why don't you just finish it? It's a bit
right.
Yeah, then they had like a couple of different managers come in,
and it was terrible. Yeah, I definitely agree with you that like TV shows in North America. Let's be real, because there are some Canadian TV shows like the shirt that he's wearing right now says Schitt's Creek on it, which great show. But there's a lot of TV shows that just overstay their welcome. It might be 1, money, 2, people just don't like letting go of things they like, right? Even after
like
it's
Supernatural.
Sure.
15 seasons.
Jesus. There's like 400 episodes of that, and it's terrible.
I watched every single one. Don't you fucking bad mouth.
Okay. I like when a show goes, this is how long we're running for, because we have a concise story that we know how it's going to end.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's a show, How I Met Your Mother. I don't know if you've ever seen that, Sean, but they had an idea. Yeah, they've had an idea from the beginning of what they were going to do, and they filmed the ending with the children.
4 years before, didn't they? It was because the kids were growing up. Yeah.
Exactly. So they filmed a whole bunch of different scenarios with those kids that they wanted to use at the end. Well, characters grow over a period of time, and when you're making a story and you're just kind of going with what the audience likes, well, it's changing. So if you don't have a concise story, well, then you shoehorn yourself in if you said, okay, this is how the ending's going to be. But when you get to that ending and it's not anywhere close to what the rest of the series ended up being, it fucking suffers and it's just not good. Yeah. You know what I mean? So that's, to me, one of the biggest examples of don't shoot yourself in the foot because you did something. Yeah, exactly. So just because you wanted to use the footage that you fucking, did from the start doesn't mean that it should be the end if where you've got to organically is better than where you started. And that show for sure does that. And it's, not good.
Understood.
Anyways, on to the next fun fact. As teenagers, J J Abrams and his friend Matt Reeves, the director of Cloverfield, Let Me In, and most recently, The Batman, was hired by Steven Spielberg to restore some of Steven Spielberg's own Super 8 home movies.
The home movies?
So Steven Spielberg's own home movies, which were shot on Super 8 film, he was he hired as teenagers, J J Abrams and Matt Reeves, to restore them.
Gotcha.
Which is cool because this movie is called Super 8.
Gotcha.
Connecting the dots there, Randy? Yeah. All right.
I heard you. I just wasn't listening.
Oh, what a guy.
I'm sorry.
What a guy.
I got to pee so bad, so I'm just trying to focus.
I got you. We're almost through here.
I know.
Approximately 5,000 children were auditioned for the main parts of this movie. Fuck that.
God damn.
God, I would hate to be a person that
I wonder what number
auditions.
they picked. Like, did they get all the way through 5,000? Like, okay, number 22? 75?
What if it was number 1?
Exactly. You went through all those fucking kids just to pick the first one?
The first out of every single person they auditioned for each role. It's like, we like that guy, but let's see some more.
Yeah.
Shit. We just wasted a lot of money and time.
Wasted fucking 18 days.
I know. I would say the next one I want, but you told me what it was anyways, Sean, with the ridiculous over-the-top crash scene with the train, being that they wanted to have it as from the child's reference, but I'll go to the next one here. After the train crashes and the kids find the white squares, one says they look like white Rubik's Cubes. However, the Rubik's Cube hadn't been invented in the time period for the movie.
Oof.
Big oof.
They didn't think that through.
But does anybody care?
Nope.
No, because you're watching it in today's eyes and it looks like a Rubik's Cube.
Yep.
Yeah.
Does anybody remember? No.
No, exactly. Except for the person who made that connection and then went, Rubik's Cubes weren't invented
Y'all
yet.
are fucking idiots.
I must tell the internet.
Right. Ryan Lee, who plays Carrie, already had braces, but they were the modern style, so the production removed them and replaced them with the clunkier late 70s style.
Remove them how?
You can take braces
I hope
off.
they got an actual dentist rather than like J J Abrams helped.
That'd be funny. Like, hold the motherfucker down. Let me get him off. No, yeah. It's funny. I mean, think about that, though. Like, okay.
You still didn't. You said you can take them off, but then you're saying you can't take them off? I'm confused now.
What?
How did they get them off?
They took his braces off and then put on the 70s style braces. So what he would have
I
in
they
the
just
70s.
Did the cover. Just the cover, I'd presume. I don't know.
So you know how braces work? They like glue to your teeth and then there's wires that go to them. Well, they took the parts that were glued to his teeth off and they put older, clunkier style ones on and then just put the wires back on. All braces are a tightening method.
So they had an orthodontist take them.
I'm assuming,
off.
yes, they went and professionally
new
did
ones
it. Yeah,
on.
they didn't have some random dude in the
Get
key
it-
grip.
Get the fucking heat gun.
Where's the key grip at? Get him in here. Like, no.
Weird.
The creature's breath on Joe's hair during the final scene was actually J J Abrams waving a large sheet of cardboard up and down. You know why I wrote that down.
You said it last night.
As we were watching the movie last night, I couldn't help but notice his hair flickering around. I was like, there's some dude sitting there just blowing air at this motherfucker. It must have been hilarious. Nope, it was J J Abrams with a piece of cardboard doing this. I like it.
Yeah.
So that's all I got. So final decisions. What would we rate this movie out of 10? I'm going to go to Randy first.
6.5.
6.5 out of 10. Why?
There's a lot of, I think it's the military scenes that bothered me. Like, one, the fucking, how are they going to misfire? And if they are misfiring, you're in the military. You know how to make them not do that. Take the fucking rounds off of everything. They're not going to start shooting shit.
One could say you're freaking out because there's an alien, which you did not expect there to be an alien.
They're trained to do stuff like that. They're
Well,
trained
I
for
agree.
under pressure.
Yeah, okay.
So take the rounds off the feed tray and you're good to go.
It's also a movie.
I know, but still.
No, I will say, watching that scene, we even said it, like, why are they shooting everywhere? The alien's not everywhere. And we thought, okay, maybe the guidance is down or something like that. But it's the 70s. Would they have that? But they are a secret type of, like, army section that's, okay, in the Air Force that might be using alien technology or better technology that wasn't out for anybody else yet. So they had guidance on there, and it was being messed with because of the giant, whatever the guy he was making, the giant magnet or whatever it was. Yeah. Who knows, right? Yeah. It made a chaotic scene. It made it look fucking wild. It made it look like Saving Private Ryan for a moment, which was a little crazy to me. But
let's not go too far.
Yeah, well, I mean, they are standing in a house and the fucking wall blows up and those kids are just like, all right, cool, see ya. And just walk away like nothing happens when when their best friend has a broken leg and they're just like, fuck you, bye.
Yeah. You're not wrong.
We got to go find this girl that I've known for a day.
The bit that bothered me was that bit because it was just stupid. Where the soldier's there with his gun and the electromagnet start and it pulls him right into the air about flipping 20 foot.
And he's holding his gun,
Oh, I should probably let go now. Well, yeah, probably you fucking it. Just fucking let go and drop to the ground, like when you're like a couple of feet off the ground. And then in the next shot, there's a guy behind him with a gun. He doesn't go anywhere. Doesn't even move.
Yeah, and it's weird, right? Like, there's all this other stuff flying through the air that's metal, but then there's all this other stuff that's metal that's not flying through the air, and you're like, why wouldn't that be flying through the air too? Or why? Out of everything that he's holding his mother's locket. Now, I get the fact that it's at the end of the movie. What was that?
Why didn't the kid with braces fly upwards?
Right. Why didn't his face just get stuck to the thing? Or why wouldn't you have a scene where they're flying out of his fucking mouth? Or just random shit like your zipper or your jeans becoming undone because your belt's flying off or something like that.
Might have changed the tone, mightn't it?
Yeah, probably. But, I mean, the movie, it doesn't fall apart because of that. But I get it. I was also at the end going, just fucking let go of your gun. Like... There's other stuff going on around you. I don't think you need that gun right now, So, what would you give it out of 10 then, Sean?
See, the more I talk about it, the more critical I feel like that.
Yeah, that's normally what happens here. You come in with a number, and then you start talking about it, you're like, fuck, this movie wasn't that good.
Well, I don't really see. The only rating system I've got is would I ever watch it again? Would I ever waste the time in my life to watch it again?
That's a good rating system.
So, yeah. But no, I'm not. I can't mention it. Yeah, okay. I'll go. I don't know. I'll go a good 6. I'll go 6.
All right. Yeah, that's not a bad number. I mean, Randy had what did he say? 6 or 6.5? I can't remember. But 6 is a good number. I mean, again, the movie's a good movie, but the more you sit down and break it apart, it does fall apart. But it's not like so bad that you're like, fuck this. Nobody needs to see this. So for me, I'm going to give it a 6.5.
Yeah.
It's a good movie. It's not the best movie I've ever seen. It's not the worst movie I've ever seen. It's not a mediocre movie. It does what it's set out to do. It does it well. There's no part where the special effects break down and you're like, that looks fake. There's no part where, character development doesn't work. There's no part where I'm, taken out of the movie, really. Like it the fat could have been trimmed a little bit, but not so much to where I don't want to watch parts of the movie. So to me, the movie works as a whole, but it's not the best thing I've ever seen. So 6.5.
You know who I like for character development?
Let's hear it.
The young girl's dad. At first, he hated the boy.
Yeah.
And then he was in the hospital.
Right.
Or the hospital.
Sure.
And it was like, they took her, and like he wanted everything to do with him. Like just he needed help,
right? And
he changed how he looked at him, and became a little bit of a better person.
Yeah, like for sure. Yeah, I mean, again, yeah, character development. He shows from the first part of the movie that he was getting kicked out of the house and ridiculed. Even the dad, right? The dad, they come together to find their children at the end, and they had that talk in the car, and you even said it when we were watching, like, don't fucking say anything. The guy's like,
I think it was terrible timing, honestly.
Yeah, but what better timing than the world might be fucking ending? There's an alien taking our kids, like, hey, bro, I got to get this off my chest. Like, I've been trying to. Like, let's be real. He came to the funeral or whatever to be like, I'm sorry. Did he say it? Maybe not. Was he drunk? Sure. Did he have more opportunities? Probably, but you're presented yourself in an opportunity driving with him in a car where you're looking for your kids. Like, who knows what's going to happen? I almost died because of my daughter. Yeah. And hey, bro, my bad.
Sorry about your wife, dude. It's on me.
Yeah, exactly. So whatever. That's all I got to say about this movie.
Yeah.
Super 8. If you haven't seen it, I'd say it's definitely worth a watch. And that's it.
Yeah. That's about it.
That's about it. I mean, there's nothing else to really say about it at this point. Yeah, for sure. So I just want to thank Sean for coming on. Again, if anybody's looking to find him, he has the Review It Yourself podcast. I guess, what is it? At yourself review or review it yourself? What is it?
It is, yeah. It's at Yourself Review on Twitter. It's review it yourself podcast 2021 because I screwed up making it on Instagram, and yeah, you can find us wherever you listen to your podcasts, pretty much. Hopefully.
Perfect.
And I assume we'll be on his.
Yeah, we're gonna set up.
point?
We'll figure out a date. We'll get on there, and we'll you'll pick a movie and I'll pick a movie, or maybe we'll talk to the other people that are supposed to be on this show as well, and maybe we'll all go on there. I don't know how big we want to make it, but we'll figure that out. Look for that on his channel. Look for this and many other episodes we have on our channel. And again, if you like what you hear, find us at The Decision Reel on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. We also have merch that you can get. If you're looking on screen right now, you can go to thedecisionreel.com, click on the merch tab. You can buy some t-shirts and support us in that way. If you don't want a t-shirt and you want to support us any other way, just give us a like and a favorite. Give us a review maybe on Apple Podcasts, maybe Spotify. Give us a little stars there. Do whatever you want. Thanks for listening, guys, and have a good day.
See you guys.
Bye.